This is Hesbon Mukongolo. He qualified to join St. Paul's Emukala Secondary School in Kakamega, but he's still at home when his colleagues are already settling in class for secondary education. His dad, Philip Makina, after getting on the news that you can take your child to school for admission even without full school fees and uniform, made an effort and took Hesbon to school with only 4,000 shillings, which he hoped will kickstart his son's school years, but both their dreams were crushed on arrival at the school.
Wakasema nilipie fees 4,000. Haya, nikaona ibile nimelipa ine watachukua mtoto. Wakasema uwe na 1,200 tuchukue receipt, uchukue receipt. Nikawa na 1,000 nikachukua receipt. Haya, wakasema ya uniform iko wapi? Nikasema sina. Enda ururu utafute 5,000 ndio ukuje mtoto apewe uniform.
He is not alone. Several other parents are facing the same fate in various secondary schools across the country. For instance, at the Ngara Girls High School, parents reported that the head teacher was turning away students whose parents had not paid full school fees on admission. However, several parents are too poor to afford fees demanded at the secondary schools their children are selected to join. Kagia's parent cannot even afford a meal a day to pay for her school fees.
Nafanya kazi yangu ya mkono. Kama nikisombea mtu maji, mtungi ni shilingi 10. Na nafuta mtu anataka nimletee maji mitungi 5, ni shilingi 50. Shilingi 50 kwa nyumba inatakana nikule. Watoto wanatakana wapate sabuni ya kuoka na kila kitu mimi huwa nanunua.
In some cases, the students have no one to even show them where their respective schools are located.
My parents waliniacha kwa nyumba and they went, I don't know where they are, and I need your help to help me to continue with my education.
The parents and guardians say they have considered taking their children to public day schools, but those schools too demand for money before any Form 1 student can be admitted. Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha Monday started a fish-out campaign to look for students who have not joined Form 1 and take them personally to school. This is because out of over 1 million students who sat their KCPE examination in 2019, about 700,000 students only had reported to their respective schools, forcing the Ministry of Education to extend the deadline for admission from 17th to 24th this week.
No principal is allowed to send any child home for lack of fee or any amount of money that is pending. Admit the child first and then let the government deal with whatever the situation that is coming. After all, the school is not yours.
The parents, on the other hand, claim the schools selected are either too far or not preferred choices to have their children learn. However, because selection and transfer from one school to another can only be done through the NEMI system, they can only wait for opportunities to open in their preferred schools through the system, which is done after the whole admission exercise has been closed. The Ministry of Education is making every effort to achieve the 100% transition, but parents are accusing head teachers of selected schools of not letting them in without full school fees and required materials. But the Ministry of Education thinks there must be underlying issues. Dennis Matara, K24, Nairobi.